Let's go. As per usual, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is Podcast S02. You know the name, Francis Mwansa Zakeo, a.k.a. Mr. Right Price. Matthias, a.k.a. Masumali.
I'm not Masumali now. Musumali.
Okay.
Yes, the only street savage in the building.
Innocent, a.k.a. Vinny. But ladies and gentlemen, this podcast keeps on getting better and better.
Exactly,
Today we have another special guest. Some of you know him as the Day Walker. They know him as Vanilla Rob. They know him in Mongo as the...
Maimbolo.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
What the meaning of Maimbolo?
He will explain to us later.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, our guest for today, Bobby East.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
My guy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming up, bro.
No, I've been wanting to come.
Great.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Like my brother here was saying, what's the meaning of Maimbolo? Maimbolo?
My brother, my Lozi brothers and sisters, they gave me that name, but it's actually a good thing that you asked me. I need to find out.
Well, you don't.
I don't know. I just took up the name. Wait. Chalovali.
Please,
Chalovali.
You know them up now.
Yeah.
I'm asking now.
Like you seriously don't know?
I seriously don't know. I just took the name.
Is it one of those like Yapa Mchombo?
No, they love me out there in the West.
No, we also love you right here in the LSK, man. Yeah.
And I think the other day I saw you. I saw on your page you posted something like the Lozi attire. Yo, my guy, that thing was really hot.
Yaku ceremony.
I wore all black Siziba. It was lit.
And that was so unique. That was so unique. Even I saw it like everybody was doing but then I was like, big man.
I thought about it. Shout out to Harris, who I contacted like a day before. I was like, bro, I've got this idea. Can you make it happen? Within 3-4 hours, I had it delivered to the house. I was like, yeah, I like this a lot. I found out what it means. Maimbolo is a Lozi name that means one who is sung about or one who is talked about. So,
it's beautiful.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's. I wanted to say it's unfortunate, but it's very extra fortunate that you're the one doing the singing.
The singing, but the one who's talked about, definitely.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about today?
Today, interestingly, we have a very successful rapper and musician and entertainer in the building. So it's only right that we talk about success today.
And actually, you've forgotten something. I remember the first time we met with Bobby, there was a project we were doing. And I don't know where that project went. Because at some point, team communication here, I don't know. How did it go?
Which one is that project?
There was a project, a movie we were doing. I remember there was you, there was Chichi Daisy. We used to meet somewhere behind Manda Hill.
I remember that time, know. I was being talked into becoming an actor, And I tried it on it's because I tried it on a TV show called Bogade. Back in the day, my friend Lloyd used to produce that.
Yeah.
So I was being enticed now to work on a movie.
Oh yes.
Then I looked at the schedule. I was like, this looks like a full-time job. Actors, bro. People show up in the morning and they're on set the whole time. The one thing I love about rap, bro, is like I make my own hours, So that's that one part about it was kind of like where I was like, you know what, guys, I might let you down midway through the thing.
They should have just like killed you halfway of the movie.
Maybe they could have killed me halfway through the movie.
But you being a rap, automatically you can act. You do know that, right?
I wouldn't say. He will tell you this. This is an art, okay? And there are so many people go to school for these things. I am just because I'm an entertainer. I'm maybe good at maybe memorizing a script, or I'm not so shy in front of a camera. But in terms of just like deep level acting where you have to show a range of emotion, I wouldn't go that far. But I do an okay job because sometimes in music videos you have to act.
Yeah. Well, it some applies being an actor. It doesn't mean that each and every actor can sing. So you find that you're good you're good in front of the camera. You can produce all the feelings. You can produce all the emotions. But when they tell you, "Hey, tia uyimba," because even for me, there are certain roles that have been given to say uyimbe. I've felt complete. But give me a scenario where I need to, I need to bring out the emotions. Come on, I'm gonna do it.
Of course.
So it's also, I think, a skill on its own.
Like you said, it's an art.
So in as much as you put, you invest in it, researching, it gives you the zeal where you can perform perfectly and so on. So acting also, it's a field, a different field on its own as well. And that involves you, it needs time, like he's explaining. Acting, where you find that when they're saying, shooting a maybe or maybe even in the evening.
If you want to make it senior.
Yes.
That's why his schedule was.
And it sounds like a full-time job.
It is a full-time job, It is a full-time job. I had friends who worked on Zua, for example.
Yes.
I'll go visit them on set, and I was with my friend the other day, Dob G. He was telling me how it's like, yo, bro,
That's what I tell my guys.
I was thinking about it, getting back into the acting, but it's like, bro, it's gonna take up like the whole day.
It does.
The whole day for me.
Yeah.
So you tell me, move ka 6 hours. I know Azua Basima thing up saying.
Yes.
For example.
Wait. Bus.
Yeah, there's a
like,
production bus.
Production team, for example.
They'll
But
pick
bus.
you in the morning, right? So you find that maybe you are 10 of you, and 10 of you have got different scenes. So you find that they'll start shooting scenes. For example, maybe they'll be doing the interior scenes or the exterior scenes. The interior scenes meaning maybe mwetili muno, so the exteriors. And then is a place that maybe you were scene yako near interior. And they're looking at maybe the weather, how the weather is performing and all that. So they were like, okay, tenti ambili first year exterior. Then you are on interior. Or maybe yours is at night. So you have to
wait the whole day.
Yes. Because the thing is, once they let you go, they're feeling maybe ukaenda, it's going to affect other guys. So they make sure that they will keep you the whole day. You're just there.
And here's something that very few people know. Miss Mwaka Mugala, who played Zuba on the legendary show, has been a friend of mine for a really, really long time. And she actually put in a word for me to go and audition. She was like, she wanted me to play like the love interest role on Zuba.
That would be
And
crazy,
then I backed out, I think, like maybe a few days before that. I just thought about it. But think about it now, like that could have been like, my life would have gone like a completely different, like, if I had done that. Because it was going to take like really like years of whatever it is that I'm working on.
But somebody else has taken up the role now. Like
it was Dob G, my friend.
After they killed off the other guy, then.
Yeah, after they killed off the other guy, but it was supposed to be like the main love interest.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
But that would have been crazy.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
More especially if also you have a backup, because you find that you have maybe 10 scenes, right? And you are maybe required to be reporting every day, maybe in consecutive the whole week. So you find that you end up saying, and uchuka kuja maybe kumazula, and you find that there's no incentives, there's nothing like, no, here's something, here's when. So you find that more and data.
What do you mean there's no incentives? Sikunchito.
Yes, but you find that the payment at times there is what they call the day players. So the day players are those who just pop up today, or are shooting a folera to end. And then there are those who are monthly. So you find that you follow a check per month. So even if you spend the whole month, you just have to wait for that month.
It's basically a job.
It's a job.
Yeah.
But let me just ask this question, sorry. And I know it might offend certain people, but acting in Zambia, do you think these guys get paid enough, or is it worth it?
Allow me to stop you right there. Allow me to stop you right there.
Listen, brother, I would never speculate on how much a person. I've never seen a pay slip for an actor or an actress.
It's just in your opinion.
In my opinion, I feel like it's like any other job. There are companies that pay and there are companies that don't pay.
Exactly.
I feel like there are productions that have paid. Yeah.
This was unwarranted.
On set. I'm on a chongo.
Yeah, man.
That's the man with the verse of the year. That's the man with the verse of the year. That's the verse could
2
be.
minutes or 5 minutes.
Oh, you're going to hit me up. All right, guys.
Alright.
Rest of the year. So,
in
but
the building.
since he just put up, let me just ask this question now. We divert now.
Yeah.
Ungai imbe venomous.
Venomous. No, that's a dismal verse, bro.
No, but like, can you, like
go like Kukui
the way
the way he did it. No, bro.
the way that
Listen, only he could pull that off. Only he could pull that off. I'm
you know,
sure
someone
there's
asked
some
me-
stuff that I can do that he can't do either, but that's him.
you know, when I was
That's
walking in, someone said, "Is that Bobby?" So I was like, "Yes." Then she was like, "Are you a rapper or a singer?"
like, am I a rapper or a singer?
Because like you've transcended.
I am a musician.
Oh,
I
that's
Who can do everything?
I make
clever,
music.
man. That's-
My first love is production. I made beats first, then rap. I don't consider myself a singer. I can hold a note. I feel like there are people who can do runs and whatnot, and they understand the art of singing. But I can hold a note. That means that there. But I don't think that I'm a singer. But I love making music.
What's your problem, Pastor?
Alright, so speaking of your music, Bobby, as I was saying before we divert, we do this all the time.
Of course.
I think you're one of the most successful artists we've had.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you are.
It's a fact.
Flowers.
It's a fact.
You have to get your
Yeah, I
flowers.
appreciate
You are
I
what we
appreciate
call an international artist.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I
We
appreciate
shouldn't say this when 20
Someone
years
is
from
gone,
now,
of course.
he's retired, he's no more. Tenze Mkali.
Yeah.
You tell him now.
Ni mukali.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that, my
Yeah.
brother.
So my question is, with all the success that you found, now I'm not streamlining this question only to music.
Yeah.
This is in general.
Yeah.
Ni pansaka pano, so
Of
tukamba
course.
hivyo. Yeah.
Of course.
So, in your opinion, is success a gift or a curse?
It's a gift, my brother. It's a gift to if you have people that you look after, you've got kids. You know, I have my son, and then I've got my kids. The one that my left brother left me with. I've got my mom, I've got my father. If you can wake up, do a job, and be able to put food in your kids' tummy, make sure that everyone is okay, they're going to school. That's a gift. But with every gift, there's always like there's a buy-in to anything. You know, you just can't get the rose without the thorns. So the curse part, I wouldn't call it a curse, but I just think they are byproducts of success.
I hear you.
Such as, if you can just maybe.
That's now got opinion, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only successful person here.
Yeah, please,
What's
my
that? Yes,
brother. Chill. I don't know. Sometimes it's just that. Sometimes people think that success means always liquid.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they don't know that for you to be able to kind of like maintain certain things, you have to put money in a certain place. And you can say, listen, I do not have the cash for you right now. Yeah. And I feel like people get really offended when you say that. Driving for me is a hassle because everywhere I go, if I park at a mall somewhere, there'll be like 4 guards around the car. Jombo ya Lila.
Let us do that.
Bossano,
Bossano,
and then you know, ni bantu bako.
Exactly.
So when you have a little something, but sometimes wopes can guys switch tick out.
That's what pastor
Not that you are broke.
Okay. you know. Wait, one tap on Kamamanje. Look at these guys. This mentality we have, more especially in Africa, where muntu okompempa ndrama kuza niliba tino wakaso. I don't like it. Why? Because there is no successful man who just give money anyhow. Each and every successful man that we have seen, they're
stingy. Yes.
Because look, money can never grow if you give it anyhow, you flash it anyhow. So when you get when paper and drama snack pass, it doesn't mean the no castle. It's my money, I have to value it, you understand?
Well, okay, Tekanya. Beba.
The reason I'm cutting you short is because what you're explaining, we'll get to that. Yeah, so I want you
Wakalipa first.
I want you
Ona
to
boy. Ndaba zisanga nakutanga.
Wait.
Tena wakati
Bwezamo
ndoka.
mtima.
Guys, ladies,
Yes,
be real.
yes. Ufuna kabachana.
I wanted you to respond to this question, bro.
Sana guys, I hustle, you know.
Hey, wasira wechani we. Matias. Tamvera wewe wakalipa first we ndrama nzako
Usapo
sizabo.
kama mautems ya so. Usapo tichosa pa mzimu.
What was the question again?
I asked one simple question. Is success a gift or a curse in your opinion?
In my opinion.
I'm asking.
Yes, in my opinion, yeah.
I'm asking
It's a gift and a curse. Yes, everybody say you're successful, whatever. But it comes with certain expectations, like he said. Every time you need to have money, you need to dress this way, you need to have this car, you need to travel. That's the curse part about it. Then in a situation like for these brothers who are famous, he cannot live a normal life. You understand? Jakafka pamo, Jombo Arira, aenda ukuchani, then like he just can't live a normal life. He cannot walk in a short and tropical. Bazamuko patezo perfume na tropical.
Those are bad manners. You can't do that.
Embekeza boy. Embekeza boy. Embekeza.
What did you queer pa?
This year. So like the pros and the cons.
Naseka kuhii pai.
Wachani?
When more days?
Anyway, let me just summarize, yeah?
Yeah.
If someone asked me today, would you rather be successful or not? I'll still choose success. Because the pros
outweigh
the cons, yeah.
On my own take, I think I've got a different route here.
Okay,
Success is not a gift. Because if success was a gift, everybody was going to claim to have it.
But you realize that it's not easy to succeed.
Success, boy. Now, when you talk of success, right? Let's say, for example, we're looking at a marriage setup. Okay? Because success is defined differently depending on the level you are or where you are or the area that you're operating on. Right? Let's put it, for example, in marriage. If you have a marriage, if you have a successful marriage, that does not mean you guys are just blessed or it's just a gift. Because a gift is something that you're given for free. It takes a lot of responsibility to nurture a good marriage for it to become successful.
So let me ask you a question. Wait, sorry.
Even like, for example, let me put it in a business-wise. You having or running this business, boy, it is not a gift. There's so much that you've really invested so much. You've invested like in the way disciplined with finances. You are disciplined with time. You are disciplined with your feelings. You're not easily moved by somebody who's passing and then you are flashing money. So you cannot claim success to be a gift. It is a lot of responsibility that governs success for it indeed to,
You're about to ask something?
It's on that other point. I wanted to ask him what defines a successful marriage.
I don't want us. I don't.
Yeah, I don't want us to stray. But okay, fine.
Yeah,
what even defines
So
someone
even like
as
for
being
him-
successful?
Look, even for him, like for Bobby is right. He's doing fine. His music, his broken boundaries and all that. We can't really call that success to say no. Bobby is just he's got a gift. He's just
So
no.
Let me ask you a question again. How do we know that Bobby is successful? Apart from the YouTube numbers, the fame in the
radio.
because yes, fine. We all know who Bobby is. We've heard his songs, but does he make money?
So,
Or does he have a plot?
Can
Or does he have a car?
can I answer you?
Yes.
The answer is you don't.
It's what?
You don't. You don't.
Yeah,
get to
like,
know
that's
whether-
what I'm saying, like-
so I know.
Yeah,
I
it's personal.
I will know whether I'm successful or not. It's really difficult for any outsider to really know like what the person is doing. But there's some tells, guys. There's some things where you can see
Those are
it
the
to
tells
you.
like how do you know that?
Maybe guys, I think maybe we didn't really get the question. What do you mean when you say is success a gift or a curse?
So
maybe if you shed more light on that, it will gift from who?
Okay,
And
but
gift to who?
I feel
A kiss to who? A kiss to
yo, bro, chill.
Temberere.
So Bobby so namtembera ti ozamboyimba yo.
So,
Come on.
Matthias, I feel like you're the only one who hasn't understood the
Ni
question.
control the manje.
But the question is this: you're an actor.
Yeah.
There's a good side, and there's a bad side. So now, is being an actor good or bad? Is basically what I'm asking.
You manje wafunsa munshi.
Are you a successful actor?
Wafunsa munshi manje.
So that's what I'm asking here. So now we're only dwelling on what success.
So now what's the
Now,
bad sides?
For me to respond to my own to the question at hand, my personal take is the problem that we're making is we are equating success to money all the time.
That's what is not kwatini.
Yeah. We are equating. We see success as from money. So you can be a successful bricklayer.
Yes.
But umangira chance indarama.
Yes, but then.
But what runs the world? Isn't it money?
So sema
Yeah, but then
applies.
Kairi, on. Ukapezeka tuwamanga nyumba hapa yachoka fine. I think that house is successfully constructed.
Yes.
Ukapezeka ndio mechanic. Wa mrungi sa inji kumanga inji. I think you have successfully
You've succeeded.
Mastered the skill.
Mastered
Yes.
the skill.
Uh-huh.
So success to me personally, I think it is mastery of an achievement rather than money. You have, for example, you have a skill, you are good at it, and you're able to accomplish it flawlessly, then you're successful. You're a footballer, you play, you dribble flawlessly, then you're successful. Not necessarily. The
So
money
when you
is
say
the buy,
a gift,
buy,
what do you mean?
Come again?
When you say a gift, is success a gift or a curse?
What do I mean?
Yes.
I
Let's say, for
literally
example,
just gave you an example.
Why
bruh.
you don't move on
Vera,
there or
Vera,
what?
inasini Vera vile vonsa. Let's do this. Let's do
No,
this.
because
do this.
what really is success? Success is if you start an endeavor, okay?
Yeah.
If you start a journey saying I'm moving from Chunga to Matera
And you-
it doesn't matter how long it takes.
Yes.
Wafika ku Matera.
You succeeded.
You've succeeded
Exactly.
in your endeavor. Some
Yes.
people amambo funa chema game.
Yeah.
Kazi akakuvomera is
You
success.
succeeded.
Yes.
So are you saying that success, is it a gift or it's a curse? That's what you are saying.
For me, I was
Referring to life.
to life.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, particularly. If you heard my preamble, I said I'm not streamlining to music. I'm streamlining generally.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
So,
let me come in
that's
now.
where I
Understand.
was,
I now fully understand. So this is why when I come back to
Why chizo
my,
mchiba kuvuta?
when I
Hey.
come back to my statement, right? When I come back to my statement, if I come back to my statement, I'll simply say success is not a gift. Why is it not a gift? It's because it takes a lot of components. It takes a lot of discipline. Let's say, for example, I've started a journey. I'm going to town, right? Nanyamuka ine, nisibanjila. That's a principle. That's a rule. I need to know where I'm going, right? Nakwela bus. That's an effort. Nalipila kuluja conduct. Nafika mtaa. For me, that's a success because I have reached my destination. So a person cannot tell me this has been a gift. It's not a gift. Because a gift is something that is just freely given to you.
Matthias, you still misunderstand.
Chizo mchimuvuta.
I think-
Futa. For me, that's how I understand success.
You know what you remind me of? There was a time we sat on this podcast and there was Daniel here, and I was talking to NGOCC. I was addressing NGOCC, and I said, "Imweba organization is don't throw stones if you live in a glass house." and the nigga was like, "Don't shiny, shiny." So I think this is where we are at with Matthias.
I wanna literally.
Yeah, we wanna
But anyway,
literally.
we'll come back to it later.
But okay, are you telling me success is a gift?
Yes, my
Yes,
brother.
How is it a gift?
Would you rather be poor or rich?
No. Why? To be successful or not to be successful, it's a decision.
But you,
That's how I take it.
but you see, G.
please come
Oh
in.
wait, Matthias.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
If
bro.
listen, wait, you can't say it's a decision. Do you realize in Zambia?
Yeah, like I can decide to be broke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh hell no! How?
Exactly. Why? To be successful.
So
not
wait.
To be successful.
But for the
These are
question,
choices that
wait,
people make.
Panfuna ko G-Wagon, nkwenda doba kuti.
Thank you. It's a choice.
Yeah, what about it's a choice whether I have a G-Wagon
Look.
or I drive a Benz.
Look, for example, let me validate my point.
Chizungu
right?
cha kuvuta cheve.
Let me validate my point. Very boy. Let's say I choose to say I want to be successful. Let's say November grade 12, right? Then I conclude within myself to say, me, I want to be successful. And to be successful is for me to pass with flying colors, right?
But what if you do not understand biology?
Why? Whatever you do, even when you go to the Bible says, I've given you life and death. Choose life so that you live. Why there? On our way, success. I'm telling you guys, it's a personal decision that you
Okay,
make.
so I will have this question for you. Choose to have a G-Wagon, you.
Mairo, so ukaide Mairo. Ukaide.
No, actually, you can.
journey.
No, actually, you can.
My brother.
Actually, no. You can. I'm gonna defend.
Like to choose to have a G-Wagon tomorrow.
You can choose. There are certain times where I'm comfortable in what I have, and I'm like, okay, this is okay for me. Then one day you just snap and you're like, this is not good enough. And
But
then
what
you start moving in a way that allows you to get to a certain destination.
Yes.
I.e., being successful. You have to make that choice.
Exactly.
But
It won't accidentally come to you.
Sometimes the needs, like, okay, why are you not a rapper in America?
I was born in Zambia.
But look, Wizkid was born in Nigeria, but he's in America right now.
But
You get
yes,
it?
but yes,
sometimes the need, like the means, don't meet
But
the
yes,
ends.
but here's the thing. That's why he's saying it's a choice.
It's a choice.
If I'd made that choice
Yeah.
a long time ago and made that a goal of mine, somehow, somewhere, I would
It
have
would have
found
happened.
myself. I'd have
But
found
it would have
myself
taken
there.
time,
It would have
right?
taken time,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the choice of mine. I was like, this
I
is
like
the
where
path
I
I
am.
chose. Yeah.
You remind me of when Kanye West was saying slavery was a choice. These people were literally abducted.
chains.
How was that a choice?
Look at these guys.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here start justifying Kanye West. We'll spend the whole podcast trying to understand the big
a
man.
practical example of myself, right? Wait, me, I grew up in Chibode. You understand?
Anyway,
Yes.
but Okusakira Chiwara was here.
Why did not Baghdad, boy?
Okusakira, but
Why now they were unachukua my
Chunga.
Kuchunga, Matero.
So why sunga niyo fena issue ya Chibode why nizi bad. So look at this. Why nezokala ku ghetto ini. Chibode kwa kutoka kulisa boy ndenze magudi atu. But look at this. I sat one day and I looked at the environment. I was like, no, I think I need to leave this place. That's the choice. You understand? I told myself, no, I need to leave this place. I need to find myself somewhere. I need at some point, at least nikaanza kujila nine. At some point, at least nikangala kujia kumayadi. That was the choice. And when I made that decision, I started thinking, okay, fine. Napanga decision and say, I need to leave Chibodia. I need to find myself somewhere else. What must I do?
Now he's
I
getting
started,
it.
listen. I started
Now he's getting it now.
I started learning to my principles, boy. Basically, no, ufunko sensa bad, ufunko songa maafu, ufunko leka vadogo bema vija.
So now, let me now ask you this question. Wait. Before you finish your story, so that we should understand question. Vera. So when you made that decision to choose to be successful, yes, the good part is that unaenza jira, unaenda mayadi. So what was the bad side of what you did? I hope you understand this English now.
What?
The pros and the cons.
The bad side of being in Chibode.
Yeah,
So the bad side of being Chibodia is that one, there were no opportunities that side. Why
So
one?
now, do you now understand when we say gift and curse?
the case was living in Chiworia. Then the gift was you moved out of Chiworia, wenza jira, wenda kujimu, you look nice, and now you're Matthias.
So now I think for me what I got what I got is that you meant all this journey that I took,
Yes.
it was a gift.
Yes, it was
So for me, it
so.
wasn't a gift because I had to sit down and conclude to say this is the direction.
Let me
I have
make
to
it
take.
plain and simple for you, Matthias. Not that it was a gift that it was handed to you.
No.
You left a bad thing, but during your journey, for you to go to the good thing, right? You are fika pano, ulipa podcast pano. What is the bad side of you being on the podcast? When you said students are sweet, for example, Yes. Actually, wait.
It's an example. It's an example.
Yeah, for example, when you said
It is an
students are
example.
sweet.
Me, I understand
Listen, Matthias. When you said students were sweet, yes, everybody knew Matthias. You were the number one trending topic. Once there was war here in Zambia, it was just Matthias. Yeah. What was the bad side of what happened?
The bad side of it is that people thought or concluded that that's what I do.
So now this is the gift. The gift is that it gained you a name.
Yeah.
So, but the case is that people said, Matthias, you are stupid. Matthias is a Mario. Matthias is what? That's what we'll be asking.
So I think for me, how you're supposed to phrase the question is, what are the blessings and cases?
No, dude, if you don't understand.
Iwe we chizungu chikuvuta.
At least level it to a point that I can understand it.
Okay, let me level something that you would understand, bro. Matthias, since you were in Chiboli, wabo offended waenda ku acting and it moved you out of the ghetto. My question to you now is, I'll put it as plainly and simply as possible.
Apa chizungu chikamvuta apa ishana problem.
Ishana problem.
This is the solution.
So, would you rather have qualifications or a connection?
To be successful?
No, to get into acting.
Okay.
Let me give you a practical example. Eh?
Yeah.
For you to get into acting, maybe you're from a 3 years experience.
Yes.
Anacha kutumadivate, anacha chan. Olo wamine iyo bokambat. Wamine angenesa, wamine song what do they cast? When they cast him kujani Bobby nziwana na yeye. Which one would you rather pick? Ungasanke point. Kuziwana na Bobby or kunkana na experience?
For me, I'll answer it.
I'll ask you to answer this in 2 minutes.
For me, it is better to have the skill than having connections. Why? Because if you've got connection without the skill, the connection sometimes can take you where you want, but you fail to deliver and you'll be pushed away regardless of the connections you have.
You're on a boss.
So it is either you have the skill and you start waiting for connection. Then one can have connection.
Wait,
you
have any boss?
Why company boss?
You boy.
Why company boss?
For example, as an actor. No, listen. Let me talk as an actor. Boy, as an actor, that's a skill, right? They will give you a role. You have a connection. Let's say, for example, I know the director. Maybe Munimze on Bobby is, and he pass a role. Matthias, bo umenyeko skill, chiroich. I don't have the skill. What I have is the connection. He will give me that role. But the thing is, the fact that I don't have the skill, I will fail to perform. And when I fail to perform, sometimes he's got the bosses that he report to. Those bosses will tell him,
let me give you a practical example.
No, I have to disagree with you.
Yeah, even if I'm disagreeing, let me just give
that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
The romantic side of me, the part of me that loves education, loves knowing things, the part of me that loves researching things, I would lie here and say no. Learn your craft, do blah blah blah. On the romantic side, that's very nice. But I'll tell you, even as an artist, as a rapper, there are certain jobs, certain gigs where I'm like, oh, I qualify for this. But there are certain festivals that have just never hired me. They'll hire the same person over and over again. And it doesn't matter what I am doing. It doesn't matter my success at that year. But who you knew, nde muntu ni muntu wago.
Yeah,
so now in nature wa money na bantu banga in high places, whether I know what I'm doing at the time or not.
Well, that's the truth.
Whether that's the truth. Listen, bro, I will learn on the job. All on it's called nepotism, and it's all over the world.
It's there.
And I'd rather my child was a nepo baby than an overly qualified broke man.
Thank you for saying that. Me what was about to you, fine, kuma podcast yari 50 Mzambia. Bobby East, if etamuzi ya bwera pana. Was it because we are the best or because we have a connection? We have a connection.
Look at these guys. I know what connection does. And I know the power that connection has. Boy, the signs you're doing, they're really confusing me.
Just.
So I know what connection, I know what it means to know somebody. And I also know the importance of delivery. You understand?
Job on training.
Why? They don't need you to be a job.
Guys, Nivambi, the Bantomino, and my fancy title, I'm really voice.
Like he
and you know the crazy part is, some of them actually went to school and they have
Nothing.
all the qualifications, but they can't do the job.
There's nothing there.
They can't do the job. Never knows Okamba via theory versus application.
Versus practical.
Versus practical and whatever it is. So if someone doesn't have the qualifications but they know how to do the job, then I'll connect them to the job and they'll do it.
Because I also remember at that time I went to school, a lot of times tikaibena kusiriza uyu atate wake alikuzesco amtenga
Mu first year at the accountant.
But for me, guys,
In the Zepopo connection, I'm the first musician in my family.
When I
So I had to find
You need to plug me. I need to know how to learn to rap.
guys, okay, of course, what you're saying, you agree with yourselves. I also agree with my own. Regardless of who you know, boy, if you can't deliver, I'm telling you, I've seen people who'd come in a project, boy, because he knows cheated. But they are given to say, okay, fine. There are times whereby the person that you are connected to is not even part and parcel of the decision makers. Oh no, ni guy wanga huyu, ani ni mpase ni cheat. What about bakupasa and cheat? Just because you knew that guy does not mean you can perform 100%. And there are times whereby guy wamenakushita introduce, maybe he's not the last man to say. Oh boy, okay, maybe for example, are you an accountant? Yes, sir, I'm an accountant. And yet you are not. But because you knew somebody, wapeleka kujaga zinchitu. Tia manja useveza. I've seen a lot of people whereby kupia so
Waiche wiki awo. You know what I mean? Like he said, job on training wewe. Wakaongeleza boy, inoro hapo ukaniplagia kwa Bobby nizara hapa ene wewe. Na kuimba ene.
He's recommended.
Yes, you recommended. So I can't.
Because if
never believe in life back to be very parallel from what I do for what I studied, what I actually do. Kwa such opportunity cha bwela chem guys, wewe kuliko plan ya songa pangeko ya songa kwanis nikaboka na boy.
Yes.
Nikaboka, I'll find a way.
Find a way. These days, life has been made easy. Could the AI, please? There's Google.
So you don't need to have the skill.
You don't even need to have a skill. You can learn the skill.
We're not saying having a skill is bad.
But what are you saying?
What we're saying, what we're saying,
It's just an unfortunate truth of life that there are a lot of very incompetent people who work jobs every day.
Yeah.
Every day there are people who are like way beneath them, who are smarter than them and whatnot, but they got there through connections. Or it's not right, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. This is how the world works.
Working out.
It's just real life.
Yeah.
And
You know, we're not pass a practical example. A very practical example. We are not the best podcast, but we are the best podcast. But why is not Bobby on somewhere else? It's because we've got what?
A connection.
Guys, guys, bantu bakambozi bati life share of connection guy, people are going to fail.
No, but then
I'm not against connections. But for me, the emphasis that I'm really pointing at is where before you look for connections, yes, we all need connections, but first of all, prepare yourself for the connection that you are looking for. If, for example, I'm an actor, at my own time, at my free time, let me perfect my skill.
So,
because look, connection and skill work together.
Yes,
Because
I agree with you. You need to perfect your skill. But there's also one way to look at things. Let me just give a general example of how many graduates do we have in the country that are roaming the streets?
Me.
Oh, you are not a diploma.
Me.
Like that. To me, I know. And I'm a diploma.
Me.
Like that. He's not doing what
I've got 3
Bob is
diplomas, a degree.
I'm unemployed.
I don't even know where I went to school. So my number check street.
So you find that
the connection you don't have.
No, the connection I made for myself. You understand that? But someone
It's always about connections.
yeah,
Ogamba.
we're not saying.
Unaona japa Facebook. I don't know if it's true or not. Is ati kaplan zingati number of lawyers are not. Yes, you know we've got lawyers. Wanaenda kuziadi pass, but they're not working. They're not working. They can't even.
I'm just gonna say this to people directly in case they still have like a very romantic version of what the world is. You can be as smart as you want. You can work very, very, very hard, but at some point you have to learn people's skills. What you're talking about connections, sometimes it's just called networking. Whatever it is, whatever industry you want to get into has got a community. It's got kind of like people that let them in, and you need to find yourself inside.
Yeah,
You need to find yourself inside. You want, even if you are the most brilliant person, but if you are antisocial, your boss doesn't like you, whatever it is, you'll be stuck.
That's what it is. When you look at even
So all of those are connections, but it's just interpersonal skills.
I want to say something, but I hope it doesn't offend the copper belt. Yeah? When you look at the copper belt, there are people who've got money.
Yeah.
You understand, yeah?
Yeah.
They did it through certain ways. I don't trust to, you know what I mean, yeah?
We get it.
But like, it's not that they are the best miners, but they just knew where to dig the gold. Where to dig the gold.
Connections, guys, are very important. Very, very important. But in as much as you are pushing for those connections, also work on your craft. That's the whole thing. True. Because, look, connections are very important. I, for one, know the power that connection has. Because I've gotten certain things that I didn't even qualify.
Like being on this podcast.
Being on this there are wise people, and there are people like you are saying who've been in England with good English, but they're not here. So, but in as much as you are connected,
Okay, Vera Matias. Okay, listen,
But I don't think the question was whether knowledge is bad or working on your skill is bad.
But what
I think
would you rather?
it goes without saying that you need to know what you're doing, and it's really important to be knowledgeable. Like it's really it's embarrassing to be dumb, guys.
Yeah.
But the question was, which one would you rather have, connection or qualification? And right now, I will go for the connection.
In a connection.
It's true.
In a connection.
Right now, I will, guys.
Today, if Bobby decided
PS.
that's what I want to
Your
say.
life would change.
Today, if Bobby became an MP, you're not looking at
Semen president in VP. Nez outside.
The connection. Only Ziba change. They're blessing Yako. You just know
Because
me.
Oreo Matias or nine, not that Sha nine. You would not go through a connection. Wait. Wait. I don't want to talk. Those are the people in Kabokunyu.
look at this guy. One away. It's true. Munanzeva through
A connection.
yes, through knowing each other.
A connection.
But look at
Networking.
Why?
Networking.
We knew each other through
Networking.
Then
But
we're
did you
can
qualify
we do
for the
this?
job?
Can we do this? Can we do this? Now look at this. Look at this. After getting to know each other, we started talking. Say, can we do
Networking.
this? Can
That's
we
what
do
we
this?
call it.
Look at
Networking.
this. I had to put in my level best.
Yes.
You understand? Now there are people, even when they are connected, they are lazy.
That dumb.
They don't want to put effort. Because there are people who normally recommend, so boy, there's like a job. Kafunga's not 10 hours. Was that about cheve? Leave it out in the pitch to me. Boy, there's no lie. But in Pange, coach, was you? So, in as much as you want connections, also work on your craft. Work on yourself to become best to a point where even if you are connected,
Your point is validated.
Yeah.
Very valid point. But still, the question was, which one would you rather have?
Connection or
Qualification.
connection, guys, is ifunika.
But your people are exactly.
If we encourage people only to say, okay, you should always go for connections. Sometimes people are too lazy.
No, we are not
We're not
encouraging.
encouraging. We're just
We're
asking.
saying what would
You can have both, but which one would you pick?
Yes, we're not saying go and
Connection
look for
or
connection.
Yes.
We're not saying we're not looking in the camera and say, we go and no.
Look for connections.
But
Makazibwela
if
para right
connection or
price.
skill, I mean,
No.
first of all, go for skill.
Okay,
that's you.
Yes, because my work can speak for me.
So, which reminds me, because there's a lot of people who cry foul at Nina uncle, ni director ZDLA.
Send me your CV.
Send me your CV. Someone pangako.
Singa pite. Or if you could write press on my tuma. No, cousin, ni benchito. Send me your CV.
Let me ask Bobby. How many of do you get demos and mixtapes?
Of course.
All the
But
time,
may I
yeah?
sent mine to you. Why didn't you just try? Try like why
Do you know what the crazy part about that is? I love grooming new talent. I like listening to people, allowing them to blow up and whatnot. I've done that for too many people. I feel like the one thing that kind of like grinds my gears, annoys me a little bit. There's no way. Tina kula bones. wamvera unatenga pathi nangu enda kwinangu nzonwe nienda ku studio every day what then all of we are grown now, we're in our 30s. All of a sudden now
I see you on TV.
Wanaona pa TV kwamba boy bo jumpile ko pa nyimbo. That's not how it works. It's like watching your friend play football all this time no bogamba no nifake ko Real Madrid night. That's not how it works. That was never your path. You get my point. So now you decide that you want it to be yours because you saw me do it, and you still want to operate at where in the world where I operate when I had to work myself there.
Is that the reasoning of our uncles and aunties who are directors? We send CVs and it doesn't happen. Is that the reasoning? Because they work their ass off to get where they are.
In a way, maybe it's tough love. Maybe they want you to create your own way. But I feel like sometimes church konka, if you care enough about a person, maybe so konda maningu uncle wako. Let's just be honest here. Maybe your uncle doesn't love you the way that you think.
But how many of your connections are you gonna go through?
Because obviously kuli intern row kuli shansha nonga pushing ile one or two things.
Magamba muno right price ogusa laptop mabiri. But makazi ni wali 50. What am I supposed to do?
And then sometimes utangalangana na competence yako na character yako manaidi. Kapena ukaenda kujo company uzendo basebani.
You see, that's you come back to skill.
It comes back to skill.
But it does. No, to be honest, it does.
At this point.
And that one is the truth.
It does come back to skill, but sometimes even more than skill, it's character.
Why? Nibambili bantu babuzaza just because they were connected and they failed to perform. Why one?
Yeah.
I'll give an example. Sorry. I'll give an example of the time that I was growing up. I had uncles who used to work for OP. Well, need to see the grade 12 so I pass my qualifications. My uncles, I'm pushing it go check where security shan. Bazatenga, hapa niwa kosa hapa kupeleka wachani, but just bring. They would just keep and throw. So sometimes also
producer. Sometimes what a problem.
Sometimes also we've got families.
I didn't get what he said.
You know something. Sorry to cut you off, my brother. I kind of feel like sometimes, often space some situation in Ango for you to understand, kind of a empathy for other people. Sometimes you know what the problem na muntu amene aina pressure or something. Ama ganza taka to my phone muntu ana to me that is at their beck and call at any time that they want. They think that problem yako when problem yaka ifake ku forefront. Just because you've got a different person does not mean that person has
Thank you.
They're also going through for every level there's a new devil.
Yeah.
So just because maybe someone looks successful or they've got money doesn't mean that they're not going through their own issues. Yeah. Maybe muntu ni boss kunchito, but there's someone vying for their position. He's fighting for his job. Then you want that person to make your problem like you have been calling 5-7 times.
I like what you said. I really like what you said. For every level, there's a devil. New devil. So if you've got 100 kwacha, you've got problems for 100 kwacha.
Yeah.
If you've got 2 million, you've got problems for 2 million.
Of course. Yeah.
That's how it is.
You've reminded me of a saying that I hate when people say this. Today, I'll see you driving a car, and I'll look at you and go like, dude, you don't know what I'm going through. That's the thing. So before, I also used to have this mindset. I see somebody maybe driving, and then I realized along the way, when I'm at a certain level, people say, I was like, oh, you sound of an MP you know. So it goes back to the same what you're saying, to every level
there's a new devil, and that's the truth.
And what I always tell people whenever they say this is that life is a race. We fight different battles at different stages. We can't be fighting the same battle at the same time. We both can't be unemployed at that time. We both can't be rich at that time. We both can't have a hit record at that time. We both can't have the #1 podcast in the country for the year at that time. Nima stages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the fact that me at this point, thank you.
Of course.
For me at that time, people were saying, their podcast is trending. They don't know we've had 2-3 seasons.
We've
back
had
when-
episodes. You know, people saw us when we just said the one wrong thing.
Yeah.
But even before that, we were there. We've been there.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we are here.
Yeah.
In your opinion, do you guys still think you think you are wrong? You think you are right? Or you just sharing your own
We
opinion?
were not wrong.
Are you referring to that particular episode?
Of course, I'm referring
we
to
were
that
not wrong.
particular.
Okay, rewind.
Rewind selector.
Come back to the topic
And
at hand.
let's round it. We were not wrong.
We were not wrong.
And we are never wrong.
You start, Isabella.
Here's what I'm going to say about this podcast, yeah? This podcast, guys, we just say things that you people are afraid to say.
Exactly.
But this is just reality.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what you said because now
It will be a whole different
It
thing.
will, yeah. It will be
Yeah,
be but I know
encouraged,
these
be
people
encouraged,
say-
yeah,
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 you see the thing, guys. This is life. We all go through these problems. The students, shani, what? It is what it is. We all go through these problems. When you talk about marriage, no, why is saguna kunyumba? Why move kambapo? Why can you not hide it? Vishtika vintu hivi.
Yeah.
Someone has to say it. And we're here, we're going to say it. Let us say what we want to say. That's all for Satamba.
Yeah.
If you want a mature podcast, there are so many out there
Yeah.
that want to talk about politics or business or whatever the hell they
Or
want
they
to talk
interview
about.
people on the
Yeah.
podcast.
If you want an interview, go and watch something out there.
Yeah.
Do you know the it's kind of like a gift and a curse of the way the world is set up right now. It's very fast food like, you know.
Can I
People-
pause you just there? Sorry. You understand gift case now?
So,
Understand?
No, I'm sorry.
The gift or the,
Yeah, so it's like it's very people get a headline or people will listen to a clip.
A clip.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, teaser.
30 seconds.
And sometimes that is done to get people's attention.
Exactly.
But I'd hope that when you do that, I try to, like, whenever I say something like, this guy, what is he trying to say? I'll go to the full thing and try to listen to the.
Yeah.
It's very rare for a person to see a headline and click on the thing, read the full article, or watch the full thing so they can have context.
Yeah.
So that's a gift and the curse.
Yeah.
The gift is that you go viral. The curse is that you get
Misunderstood.
exactly. And just talking about it, I think I've never had time where I could really talk in depth about that thing. And even today, I still feel people have rebelled me to say he's the one that does this, the one that is enjoying into this. But 3/4 of the people that I've noticed, they have not watched the full episode for them to understand the insight that was being, poured in there. So more especially in Zambia, I think we have the mindset where people, just because Bobby said, Matthias said trash, just because I love Bobby, I'm going to agree with him to say, yes, Matthias said trash. But people really don't want to research to find out more. Okay, why did he say this? Where is this issue coming from? So for me, what I said, even today I'm repeating, what I said, I did not apologize. I apologized on maybe 1 or 2 sentiments that I feel, okay, this was wrong. But that was my preference. If I said, I don't like a woman who look like this, that doesn't mean I should be crucified. I have got opinion and I've got option as well. Like yesterday we had a lady here who was saying, I can't go out with broke guys. I can't go out with people who don't have properties and all that. Why is she not crucified?
you have not yet seen it
So
yet.
for me, if I say,
Don't see it. Yeah.
No, don't see it. So come after her.
A lot
And
of
please,
chicks would say, no,
let
me, I
her
can't
also
get-
be prosecuted the same way you were.
The same
Because
way
she
you
said,
were.
my preference is that if I'm doing better than a man, then I cannot be with him.
Yeah.
You see?
I
And
cannot
that is
go out
a
with a broke
brand.
guy. I like money. I do this, I do that.
At the end of the day, it is really not in our position to dictate how a person should live their life. It's their life. It's their
a choice.
decisions. It's their choice. I kind of feel like maybe because people don't really air out what their preferences are.
That's the thing, yeah?
So when you say it out, then the people that really don't align with what you're saying take offense. But not everyone can be for everybody. You know what I mean? So
So for those that have got fallen whatever, let them find their own men also who love that.
So we
Serious guys. Because look at this one. A woman will come here.
Yeah, man.
A woman will come here and she'll say, I don't like a man who's got a small dick. Right? And we don't crucify because that's her own opinion. But why is it that when a man puts up his values to say, this is the type of woman I go for, why would you Why would we crucify you?
Which is why I called all these people that said something. I called them hypocrites.
You remember, you've minded me. There was this person who came here with the Anavarama gumboots.
Oh my God.
And with outdated
Where is this going?
clothes,
Whoa.
And with silk hair. I don't know. Hair and yellow plastic.
Whoa.
And she was talking about Matthias, wanting to know how old I
it's
am.
about that
talking
time.
What I do.
It's
how
about
much I
that
have.
time.
Hey, come on, look at
It's
this.
about that
Guys,
time.
Listen, guys.
It's about that time. Hold on. Wait, don't say it yet.
Who's...
It's about that time, guys. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the individual.
Thank you. Let me speak as an individual. Guys,
No one is gonna watch that part. It won't be in the
sure?
clip. It won't be in
look at
the.
this. A lady come on this podcast wearing majombo actually.
Whoa.
A
Oh
lady
my
putting
God.
on gumboots to
It's
come on
gonna
this
be a very ugly week,
podcast.
this one.
Not only the gumboots, outdated clothes.
Oh my God.
Not only that, wig banzaka bafana mawigi yodula, but yeah banafala kapeni yoka mwala ija. Look at how Bobby is looking. This is how you come on such a podcast.
Oh my God.
Not the way she came and disrespecting me, calling me a how old is Matthias, how old is what? Hey, you chick. No, you're not supposed to pop up on such an expensive podcast like that. No, next time do better. More especially if you're coming to sit with classic guys.
Whoa. Kwasila, wait.
This is all Matthias. I don't even know the lady. Hey, lady.
Cameraman, full disclosure. It's all podcast.
If you're watching this, I'm sure you look great. I'm sure you looked amazing.
And actually, as I'm talking this, when doing the editing, put her video, put her looks down there.
I was not to say that.
Wait, Kwasila. Why you carry it away?
Look, she disrespected me. Besides that, look at her appearance. You're coming on such a...
Wait, let me stop you. Let's stop you right there.
No,
Wait, Kwasila.
let's be serious with life.
Kwasila.
I
You've
hope
made
that
your
she's a
point.
celebrity.
You have made your point. You've made your point.
You guys are talking about who is my sweetheart? No, stop.
Oh, hell no. What?
Stop it. It's my girl. What you talking about?
Try to
Stu, sorry, Stu.
try to defend her.
Nah,
Please.
Stu,
Said a lot of
Try to
trash
defend her
about
because I'm not know about
I
Bobby.
didn't like
But it's
it.
up a podcast. But it's under Paris Stewart, my
No,
gumboots, Shani,
Stu
Dasambi.
is good. I like the boots. But what did she say? No, generally I like them. What did she say that offended you so much? I didn't watch that episode.
So look at this way. A person can't really come on this podium and want you to know, first of all, how old I am, what I do I have kids or I don't have kids?
Are you a Mario?
Actually, she said I'm a Mario, right?
Oh.
No, Matthias is a Mario. Come on.
Matthias Wamsunga.
There's a
All
red
those things, really? Manipulate. Come on, guys. And look, she should come here, sit with me, so that we can have a
But
chat.
you know what we need to do on that episode? Security.
We
Although if not, very cool.
No, we don't need that. For what? Come on, we just exchange views and clarify on certain things that made her to speak the way she
Views about what?
Views about boots.
Yeah, and I feel I'm a gumboots.
Oh my.
So that's the whole thing.
Okay. I think we are.
Jeez Louise, man.
E week is a
Obvious what? Do you believe that in Zambia we've got sugar mummies that are able to sponsor young men?
I'm sure they're there, bro.
But have you seen one?
No, personally no. But I'm sure. No, but I haven't been looking for one. I'm sure if this is what I was talking about networking. If that was an ambition of mine, to find a lady to kind, like I said, bro, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander. So if you want to be respected for your choices, then you also have to respect the choices of those that want to be taken care of. That's their life. I don't think, as long as you're not committing any crimes or hurting people, I feel like you should be, as a grown up, live your own life.
Exactly.
I'm sure you saw the clips. Yeah? Just a commercial break. Also to Caribe. Do you think Matthias is a Mario?
Bro, I don't know. I don't have an informed what you call. I haven't hung out with Matthias that long to know.
But how will you know that he's Marioing when you hang out with him?
There's no way you can know whether someone is a Mario or not.
But why has he been accused?
Why is he being?
That's it.
Now that's a question for the people that have brought about those
But
accusations.
we can't address each and every opinion. But he says that that's also an art.
He actually said it's
Mario, you got to say, oh my God,
an
it's an industry.
Look, after talking about this, I think I went to the gym the other day, and there's some guys who watched the episode. They were like, boy, don't talk about Divama Mario, boy. It's an industry. Some of us will survive into it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you mean it's like no judgment? Anyway, no judgment. Again, like I said.
Oh my God.
Listen, if two grown-up people are making each other happy, that is their business. I cannot interfere. in their business.
Grown-ups,
So
yes.
They're
yes,
grown-ups.
yes.
They're, no one is like approaching people that are underage or anything like. There's certain things.
Because he was called a pedophile, by the way. What is a pedophile? Do Zambians understand what is a pedophile?
A pedophile is pretty much someone who goes after underage.
So,
girls.
because he said students are sweet, how is he a pedophile? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Guys,
But you know what the thing is. It's a thing of preference again on whether people want students or whatever it is. Like I said, if the students and I don't know nothing about that.
So Bobby,
If you are acting within the confines of the law,
yeah, okay.
that is your business as a grown-ass person with another grown-ass person, you know
Okay,
what I mean? But for me personally, if you want me to give my personal opinion on all of this,
yeah.
I am a middle-aged man. I'm a rapper, but I'm in my 30s.
I'm sure they throw themselves at you.
Nah, bro. The thing is, I really, and this is a personal decision. No one else has to take it as me lecturing or saying whatever it is. For me personally, I love to date within my age.
Okay.
It's just easier for me. I've got the same interests as these people. We don't want to go and dance to Amapiano until 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I kind of feel like if I was going to date someone who is a student or younger, there are things that I did back in 2012, 2013 that they want to do right now that I've outgrown.
Yeah.
And I'll be forcing that person to be living the lifestyle that I'm living now. And I won't allow them to experience life for themselves and kind of like go through what they need to go through. Because of that, I want us to have similar interests. If we're going to bed at 10 p.m. or 9:30 or whatever it is, both of us are tired, cool. This sounds like a very odd person
it's
opinion,
just realistic.
especially coming from a rapper and whatnot.
It's very
because
realistic, my brother.
people assume that life is really, really fast. I just like, bro. I'm gonna tell a little bit of a story of how we even ended up coming up. We found each other last night because we were out.
Yeah.
That's one of the few nights I've been out in a really, really long time. And the reason isn't because I don't like people, whatever it is. It's just it's not something that I enjoy that much anymore.
Okay, so before we proceed, I have a question to the panel. Do we want to continue on this current trajectory or should we go back to how we started? I don't want to be the party pooper, you know?
But I don't think there's much more we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So, we shut it down?
I don't know.
But it's been a good podcast, guys. You know, Bobby's in the house, Matthias, since I was in the but yeah, it's been a good podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good podcast. But before I just want to talk about something a bit serious. Can I talk about Ultra?
Of course.
In business, that was a business, right? It is a business.
Yeah, it is.
What challenges do you face?
Sometimes you go into a business and you do your projections, you do your numbers and whatnot, they say you plan and then God laughs. Because you
have masters.
You make
theology.
you make your plans and then God laughs. It's like, that's what they say, God willing or inshallah, depending on where you're coming from. With Ultra, we really had this brilliant idea that we wanted to do high-end alcohol for all the people who complain that they get headaches when they buy drinks and whatnot. Get the really unique stuff, have unique experiences in store, do events, all of that other stuff. There are challenges that business faced. One of them obviously was just at the time the dollar went to hell. you are at this mall here, you know the neighboring mall, you pay in dollar, they don't care what it is or whatever. So our bills just started becoming to a place where they were very much like we had really good business, a really good clientele, but we were bleeding out. So sometimes you have to make the grown-up decision and say, you know what, let's leave this aspect of this out. So we're restructuring. It's now a business that you can, if you're doing an event, a wedding, whatever it is, you can call us. We still have stock. We'll come, we'll set up for you. We'll still do deliveries and whatnot. When it comes to an in-store experience, we're still figuring out where we want to set up permanently and just kind of fix that. But our clients were amazing. And we had, for a business I was running for such a short amount of time, we really did our thing when it came to the marketing and just putting our product out there.
You've given me an interesting is there such a word that envisionment?
I'm sure I wipe pang.
You know what I want? What?
Which I trademark envisionment.
Envisionment. Yes, Parker, I'm coming. So, speaking about business, yeah. There is a certain this will come out racist. A certain race that is very known for orienting their children into their family businesses at a very tender age. And generally Africa or let me say Zambia, our local culture, we don't really have that. And I feel like we should adopt this culture of training our children into family business so that they outrun
even if when you die. The problem we have, to what you've said, if you as Bobby is, for example, you've got Ultra. If you die today, Ultra dies with you. You get ya? So we need to teach the younger generation, our kids, that race that you're talking about, they're not doing a bad thing.
They're doing a very good thing.
That's how come they've got generational wealth.
Of course.
Because they teach them while they're young. Even if my son, for example, comes in here, you know that console should not be there. Put it aside. Why are you doing it like this? You know what I mean, yeah?
On the flip side, unfortunately, this is going to sound very stereotypical, but what's the black thing for people to do whenever like a patriarch or a matriarch of a family dies?
Sell everything.
That's the sale. They sell everything and they lose the money within a year. It's a well-known story. We've seen it so many times.
I think in this time and era, we need really to learn how to culture, more especially our young ones, like our kids, on how to do what they feel they can do, or not only what they feel they can do, but also inculcate our children the beliefs that we have, more especially for those that are into business, right? We've seen quite a number of businesses, like for example, we've got Bagaluni. You know, Bagaluni, it's a very, very odd business. And this business has gone on from generation to generation.
Yeah, Galuni, there's Limbada.
There's Limbada.
Lamasat.
Exactly.
You know, like the list is so endless.
Yes. But in Africa, more especially in Zambia, you find that work akaf.
At
some point, may he so rest in peace, one of my uncle was a driver. You know, he could come home with a vehicle. But if you tell him, say, uncle, you tell him, no, and you make sure that he make it hard for you. Wow. So, but for us that are, growing up this time, we need to start helping our young ones. If I am a businessman, why can't I start nurturing them to know how I do?
That's what we're trying to preach right now.
How I manage my finances.
Yeah.
So that in an event where I'm not there, my son can come. Not only my son, even my brothers. One of it can come and say, no. I know how bro used to learn this business.
But you see, the problem is Wachibururu.
You can pick one and you start mentoring them.
Also, one of the reasons, and this is a major killer of this concept of inculcating children, is us as parents. We want to live our dreams through our children. For instance, Bobby is a rapper. Huh?
Yeah.
He has a kid.
So even if
But
he should
at
be a
some
rapper.
point, he wanted to be a lawyer. He starts
course.
saying that he will win the law school. The child wants to be like dad. Or the child, you see, the thing is, God gifts us differently. God said, I knew you before you were formed. So that he's given us, uyu ni accountant, uyu ni boxer, uyu. So, you don't know what your child at that time, the direction that God wants them to go. You can but benefuna can carry accountant. You know? Instead of nurturing, perhaps, first of all, there's two things. You can teach the kid to do the trade that you're doing, or find out their interest and their passion and encourage them. You know what I mean? We've heard stories of some of these famous footballers who say their parents. Okay, let me just say
Even
Ronaldo.
the basketballers,
Yeah,
it fails, yeah.
Yeah. The list is endless.
Endless, yeah.
Their parents would nurture them at a young age, but nakonda bola bambomchita encourage and what.
Yeah.
But in Africa, you're not successful if you have not gone, if you're not an accountant, a lawyer, or a doctor.
Do you know what I
teacher,
had to
a nurse,
what
yeah.
I had to discover later on when I became a parent?
Yeah.
I actually figured out that my parents were actually just scared that I wouldn't succeed. They wanted me to go for the safest possible route. When I told my mom that I wanted to pursue music, she was devastated. I told her I'm going to the corporate board, I'm going to do music, and and in my head I was like, what? She doesn't believe me? The thing is, she was just scared for me because she understood how difficult it is to kind of like, it's a one in a few hundred people that make it in this industry, you know. So the crazy part is, in as much as I was hurt back then, when someone brought up the thing and they were like, would you like your son to be a rapper? The way I said no so quickly, I had to hold myself back. I was like, oh, damn. Have I turned into my parents? Am I also, is it because I look down on the gift of rap or on music, whatever it is? But I know the challenges that I had to face, and I'm just worried about my child. I want them to have a kind of easier life than what I had. So because of that, I'll be like, no, you should do something else. Go to school, do this, and blah, blah, blah. But then after a while, when I thought about it, I was like, as long as my child is happy, if they're pursuing their dream,
that's the way it's supposed to be.
if you work hard enough at something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you wake up today and then you say, I am some kind of gymnast, every day I my back somehow it's gonna work.
You'll be successful, as we started
Exactly.
saying.
So I think it's also high time that we really need to start spending more time with our children and also helping them discover who they are.
Yes.
Because at some point, it's not really that they can
Wakambako
come and
vanze.
take off.
Let him finish. He was just talking.
When they clip this, it won't go viral.
No, like,
unless he's talking about Switch today.
And you know, the funny part is that they don't follow things that have got so much sense. Talk about trash, you see the numbers like, I don't know, why is it like that?
People
If
have
you talk
entertainment,
about business
not education.
issues,
It's
you talk about
entertainment,
self-issues
yeah.
there.
Entertainment.
People will not.
It's
So, I was talking
entertainment.
about
We
kids.
live the life that they cannot live. You can talk about students. How many can talk about them today?
So guys, I'm talking about our kids, our children. We really need to spend good time, quality time with our children. Because in as much as you spend quality time with your children, you're able to say, okay, this one is passionate with this. This one wants this one loves this. And from the tender age, we start nurturing them.
Yep.
To live in their field, to live in what makes them happy.
Yes.
But you find that in most cases, some of, like you said, our parents, maybe my father wanted to become an officer.
Yeah.
But due to circumstances, he couldn't make it. So he will push whatever it takes
Yep.
on me to say, no, Matthias, but I want my son to be an officer.
Yeah.
Because what he wants to see himself in me.
Exactly.
And
They want to
a
live
number
their
of
life
youths
through you.
who are living a life they were not supposed to live, but because they are living the lives of their parents,
Yeah.
and you find that they are not happy with it.
Yeah.
So, like for me, even in families, if I'm a doctor, you're a businessman, you're a hustler, my young brother can put me, who is a doctor, on his profile pic or on his status, but you, who is a business, he can't do that. I've seen this.
Yeah.
Where people appreciate those that have got white collar job or those that have got uniforms, but for hustlers, they don't do that. But you find that in most cases, I'm a hustler. Sometimes I even do much better when it comes to family meetings, when it comes to contribution and all that. So the point I'm trying to stress here is that let us start helping our young ones when they are still kids, when they are still young, to say, okay, my child, who do you want to become? Daddy, I want to become this. Or Daddy, I want to become a businessman like you. Start moving. Start going. Pick your child. Go for a deal. Let your child sit there. Do a business, blah, blah, blah. What he's seeing, because most of the time, children learn by observing.
Yeah.
What he's observing stays in his mind.
Your driver, why can't you put Wait, for the first time, you have said the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, you don't go by.
Oh, serious. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good episode. We had Matthias, Innocent, Bobby East, aka Vanilla Rob, aka Day Walker, aka I don't want to say that one. My Mbolwa.
My Mbolwa.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Otherwise, that's been a good episode. Bobby, you're going to close this show for us. Any just last remarks for us here as we close it down?
No, guys, good job. Wherever there's debate, there's progress. Even when the people don't agree with you, sometimes just, when there's an exchange of ideas and whatnot, you come up to a consensus. Matthias.
Bobby!
In fact, you can make statement to Bobby. In Esquasira.
Matthias.
You.
Okay, but first, before we go.
Yeah.
Matthias said, "Tunazo celebrity wenzako atwali broke."
Oh shit! I was about to tell you that. But okay. Okay. Since yes, do you consider yourself a celebrity?
Do I consider myself a celebrity? To be a celebrity is to be celebrated, innit?
Yes.
So it's not all the time that I feel celebrated. Sometimes I feel.
But as we celebrate you,
I appreciate that. Sometimes I feel castigated. Sometimes I feel offended. There are times where I feel celebrated.
I've got just 2 more questions before you close. This one is me and June. Are you an international artist?
Am I an international artist? Well.
Kamache yes, no way.
No, let me be very practical about this. Because I look at the numbers and whatever it is that I see on my YouTube, I can tell who. I know that I've got an audience in the UK, in Zimbabwe, whatever it is.
Yeah.
By that definition, definitely yes. But am I doing tours in Switzerland or whatever it is?
Yeah.
The answer is no. There's still a long way for Zambian music to go for us to get there. For us to be truly, truly international. There are a few though who are. I feel like Maps, Roberto, they play a lot more outside Zambia than a bunch of other people. That's just me being real.
All right, but you are international, Bobby.
He just said actually. I don't know if we were
let me
recording.
just be practical. Bobby, you are an international artist.
But do you know something? That is not something that I'll ever allow to take away from me or be like a badge of honor for me.
You are who you are.
I am honored to entertain Zambians.
Who are you?
People. My Zambian people, they've given me a platform. They feed my kids. They take care of me. All the clothes that I'm wearing right now, my fans bought. So I'm not going to start kind of like romanticizing this whole idea of being international when my Zambian people have done so much for me. I appreciate that. I appreciate.
Before we started recording, we were talking and he was saying his first gig was in
Russia.
In Russia.
Yeah.
So you're an international artist.
Don't
put yourself down.
I'm not putting myself down. I just want people to understand the thing of I just don't like this thing of validating the outside more than the inside.
Yeah.
Even if the only fans I'll ever have will be Zambians, I am happy to entertain Zambians.
Yeah.
That is fine. Yeah. People use words like local champion or local artist and they make it look like a bad thing. There's more than 20 million Zambians here, beautiful people that need entertainment. I'm honored to entertain them.
Thank you for saying that.
The fact that I play outside is just a plus.
Yes, but thank you for saying that. This is the land of work and joy, people. Guys, I've traveled the world. There is no place like home.
I love Zambia.
This is
the best.
I'm the most patriotic Zambian there is. I love it.
Yes, Zambia is sweet.
Zambia is sweet.
So here's now my last question. Ukakache the wrong answer. Microphone. What is the podcast of the year?
What is the podcast of the year in terms of Zambia? Podcast yet. That's why I'm here.
My nigga. Anyway, unfortunately, they're always closed, but Matthias, make it short and sweet. Here we go.
Yeah.
I think he was gonna do like a freestyle or something.
You have to do that. You chance you have to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show, and we appreciate your support. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your suggestions. We appreciate all the criticism that you are giving to this show. It's because of you that we are here today. Actually, do not miss the next episode. It's gonna be hot. We're bringing somebody hotter, like Bobby is. Exactly. And don't forget,
Chris Brown.
Some of you, for some of you who've got, who want product replacement, we are open. Please call us, reach us, and then we'll know what to do. Actually, this show also needs some sponsorships. Yes, if you're a company, you've got products that that you need them to run. Please, this is the place to be. Podcast Yato is happening. See you on the next episode.
And cut.
How many minutes?